Hello and welcome to the first video based on topic 1, which is specifically created to enhance your knowledge in biology for your upcoming GCSE. Let's begin. Firstly, organisms can be either prokaryotes or eukaryotes, and each type of organism has its difference. Let's begin with eukaryotes. Eukaryotic cells are complex and they include animal and plant cells, while prokaryotic cells are smaller and simpler. An example of a prokaryotic cell is bacteria. Let's begin with eukaryotic cells. The two types of eukaryotic cells are plant and animal cells, which have their similarities and differences. These similarities and differences being the different parts of the cell, or otherwise named subcellular structures. Most animal cells have the following subcellular structures. Make sure you recognize and know them all. 1. The nucleus. The nucleus contains genetic material that controls the activities of the cell. 2. The cytoplasm. The cytoplasm is a gel-like substance where most of the chemical reactions happen. It contains enzymes that control these chemical reactions. 3. The cell membrane. The cell membrane holds the cell together and controls what goes in and out. 4. The mitochondria. The mitochondria is where most of the reactions for aerobic respiration take place. This respiration transfers energy that the cells need in order to work. 5. Lastly, ribosomes. The ribosome is where proteins are made in the cell, or otherwise named protein synthesis. Make sure you know these or have written them down for any future revision. Now the other type of eukaryotic cell, the plant cell. Plant cells usually have the same parts or same subcellular structures as an animal cell, but have some additional features. Make sure you know these or write them down for future revision. 1. A rigid cell wall. This cell wall is made of cellulose and supports the cell and strengthens it. 2. A permanent vacuole. This vacuole contains cell sap, which is a weak solution of sugars and salts and hydrates the cell. 3. Chloroplasts. These chloroplasts help the cell to photosynthesize, which makes nutrients for the plant. They contain a green substance called chlorophyll, which absorbs the light needed for photosynthesis. These are the two types of eukaryotic cells and their subcellular structures. Now, moving on to the structure of the prokaryotic cells. To make this simple, we will only use a bacterial cell, but keep in mind there are more types of prokaryotic cells. The subcellular structure of a bacterial cell is much different from a eukaryotic cell. Here are the subcellular structures of a prokaryotic cell. A cytoplasm, cell membrane, cell wall, and however doesn't have a true nucleus but instead has a single circular strand of DNA that floats freely in the cytoplasm. Bacterial cells don't contain chloroplasts or mitochondria. They may also contain one or more small rings of DNA called plasmids. These are the types of cells that you will be questioned on in GCSE Biology exams. Make sure you know the similarities and differences in two types of eukaryotic cells and their structures, as well as prokaryotic cells.